Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Samantha. Thank you so much for joining me. So I recently showed you how to make an anti-dandruff shampoo using black soap. But today we're going to be using Ayurvedic herbs to make an amazing anti-dandruff treatment. So you can use it as a shampoo, but you can also use it as a mask. And therefore that's why I'm calling it an anti-dandruff treatment. But the benefit of this is that it can also help to promote hair growth so your hair can grow longer, thicker and fuller. So our first ingredient is fenugreek, which is also known as methi. I prefer to use fenugreek powder when I'm making masks because it's much easier to use. So fenugreek has been one of the things that I've used the most on my hair journey, and that's because it has so many benefits. It can help hair to grow longer, thicker and fuller, and it can also help hair to grow back in bald patches. It is an effective treatment for alopecia, but it is also effective for male pattern balding and female pattern balding because it has DHT blocking properties. So I love it. It also has amazing slip, so really helps with detangling. Our next ingredient is Amla, which is very popular in the natural hair world because it is fantastic for hair growth. But it also acts as a natural conditioner, so it's going to help to condition the hair as we're using it so that, you know, our hair is not stripped. But Amla is also amazing when it comes to hair growth. A lot of people have used Amla, just Amla, to grow their hair, and they've had amazing results. So we're going to be adding some Amla because of those properties, because again we want to boost hair growth. The next ingredient is Shikaiai, which is a wonderful cleanser. So this is an amazing cure for dandruff. If you're suffering from dandruff, Shikaiai can be the answer. So Shikaiai is traditionally used in the, as a cleanser. So cleansing mask, and is also added to shampoos. I know some people make Shikaiai oil and add it to scalp, but I prefer to use it for cleansing purposes. And then our next ingredient is Aritha, which is also known as soap nuts or soap berries. And this is also an amazing cleanser for the hair and the scalp. And a lot of people just use it on its own as a natural shampoo. Aritha is also good for dandruff, so it can really help to remove any flakes that are on the scalp. So it's actually a cure for dandruff. And then our final ingredient is going to be clove tea. So these are cloves which I've boiled and soaked overnight. In fact, this is probably a couple of days old. And cloves are also amazing for hair growth and also antifungal, antibacterial properties. And as we know, dandruff can sometimes be caused by fungus, so this is going to be amazing. It's also really good as a natural conditioner. So I also wanted to use this as it is to show you how you can use all these teas or sprays that we make, how you can use them when you're making masks. So first and foremost, we're going to add a tablespoon of the fenugreek powder into our mixing jug. So I'm only making a small batch. This is going to be enough for maybe 1 or 2 uses. So I'm only adding 1 tablespoon each of the herbs. So add 1 tablespoon of the fenugreek, and then I'm now adding 1 tablespoon of the Amla powder. So Amla powder, I just want to make a note that it should be brown. If you see green Amla powder, I'll be very cautious because once the berries dry, they actually turn brown. So I know some people will market green powder as Amla, it's not. And then Shikaiai is a dark brown color, as you can see in the video. So I'm adding 1 tablespoon of the Shikaiai as well into the jug. And if you missed the measurements, I will put them all in the description box below. And then finally, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the Aritha powder into the jug as well. So now we're going to be using the clove water or clove tea as our liquid. If you don't want to use cloves, you can just use plain warm water, that'll be fine. So I'm adding 1 cup of the clove tea into the jug, and they were just going to mix everything together. So I do want this to be on the thicker side, so I'm just going to leave it aside, stir it up, and then cover it with a plastic bag, and then leave it aside. And that way the fenugreek will start to thicken up and our mixture will become nice and thick. So I'll leave it aside and then come back after a few hours, and then from time to time just stir it out to make sure that all the herbs are thoroughly mixed. So as you can see, the mixture has thickened up, and this is after leaving it for a few hours. And it also has this nice frothy appearance, and that's because of the combination of the fenugreek as well as the soap nuts or the Aritha, and it has a beautiful, beautiful smell. Honestly, it smells so, so lovely. And it's thickened up nicely because the fenugreek is thickened up, obviously. So Amla is quite gritty, and Shikaiai can be a little bit prickly. So some people would just apply the mask as it is, but I prefer to strain this because then you get a nice, clean, smooth mixture that's easier to apply and also easier to wash out, because sometimes the particles from the herbs can stick to the hair, and yes, you could wash them out with a co-wash or something, but I prefer just to strain it, and then you have a nice, clean mask that you can apply straight to your hair and not worry about it ripping your hair or getting herbs and stuff stuck in your hair. So use something fine. I'm using the end of a pair of tights. A wig cap will do, or even a cheesecloth will do, and then just squeeze gently. You will get powders remaining, so it's not going to be empty, and I'll show you at the end once I finish straining what you will end up with. So here are all these powders there, so we definitely don't want them stuck in your hair. But obviously, you could still apply the mask with these powders and then just take time to wash them out. So this is what it looks like, beautiful, smooth, and it is amazing. A lovely, lovely silky texture, and the slip in this is just incredible. And that's because of the fenugreek. We know fenugreek gives us the beautiful slip, so it's going to help to detangle our hair. So if we've got any knots and tangles and all those things, this is going to help. And I like this texture because then it's much easier to apply both to the hair and also onto the scalp, because remember, this is a treatment for dandruff, so we want to apply this directly onto the scalp as well. So in terms of how to use it can be used in two ways. You can use it as a pre-poo treatment, and this is probably the commonest way that it's used. So you first apply to your hair before you wash your hair, and then cover with your plastic, leave it on for 30 minutes, and then rinse off, and then use a mild shampoo or co-wash afterwards. The second option is to use it as a post-shampoo treatment. So you first use a shampoo, particularly if you use oils and butters, because you want your hair to be able to basically absorb as much of this as possible. And then you cover the plastic again and then rinse off afterwards. And then you can use your instant rinse off conditioner or a deep conditioner afterwards. So either way will work. It'll still be effective, because I know some people worry that if they use the product as a pre-shampoo treatment that it may not be as beneficial afterwards, but I can reassure you that it'll be absolutely fine and beneficial. So I'm just going to show you just how much it can actually lather. So it's not going to lather as much as the traditional shampoo, but it does actually give you a good lather, and that's because of the soap berries or the Aritha in there, as well as the fenugreek. So once again, here is a gorgeous, gorgeous cleansing mask. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I kid you not, it smells beautiful as well. So in terms of storage, this will only last about a week in the fridge. So you can absolutely make a big batch and then just save enough for one use in the fridge, or use the, on your wash day, and then freeze the rest. And then when you defrost it, you need to defrost it at room temperature. So don't go microwaving this because that will just destroy the properties in it. So you want to just defrost it at room temperature. If you make a big batch, for example, I know some of you may be making some to sell on or make some for, to gift to friends, then I would recommend that you add a good, suitable preservative, because we want to keep products nice and safe, don't we? So how often to use? Well, you can actually use this on a weekly basis. So the amount of fenugreek we added, that's just 25%, so it's just a tablespoon that we added in there. So it's not going to do any damage to your hair, even with low porosity hair, because I know it does have some protein in it, and some people may be a bit worried about that, but actually it's safe enough to use. But if you're not sure, if your hair can't tolerate that amount of fenugreek on a weekly basis, then you can use it either every 2 weeks or even every month. But if you have a problem with dandruff, I would recommend that you use this on a weekly basis, making sure it goes both on your scalp and on your hair. And then once the dandruff is treated, you can then use this to maintain it and keep the dandruff at bay. And you could use weekly, or every fortnight, or every month. So in terms of when you can start using this, because I know some people have young kids who have scalp issues, I would say these are really, really powerful herbs. So you can only start using them from the age of 3. Definitely don't use this for a young one who's under the age of 3 years, because these are really powerful herbs, and we can never be too careful with the young ones. But otherwise, if your child is older than 3 years of age, you can absolutely use it, and it'll be good for them. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you used any of the ingredients before or anything similar. And also, I hope you found this useful. And if you have, please give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And before I go, I'd like to give my subscribers a massive thank you, because your love and support is really helping this channel to grow. And I'd also like to thank everybody who comes and engages with the content. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do subscribe. And also, again, please give the video a thumbs up, and also sign up for notifications so you'll never miss any of my videos, as well as my posts in the community tab. So I'll see you in my next video. Until then, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Bye for now, and God bless.